Okay.
Fine. Now,
Okay.
let's assume publisher's overall ad inventory is 500k impressions. Okay. So 500k impressions are available for a publisher like Times of India. Let's take an example. Okay. So overall ad inventory in the sense it is a combination of both premium and remnant. Okay. So totally 500k impressions is available and able to supply from the publisher. Okay. Out of that, let's assume total unsold is 100k impressions. Out of 500k, 100k impressions are unsold. Did you understand this?
Yes.
That means what are the sold impressions here? How
400.
many?
400.
400k impressions are sold
400
already.
we are
That means
sold.
yeah. So it is already sold in the premium. So they are not worried about that, and they worried only about unsold inventory of 100k impressions. Okay, now keep that in mind and let's check. So in terms of quantity, how ad networks works, let us see here. In the previous slides, I have shown you for a single impression how the chain continues, right? So
Yes.
likewise, if multiple impressions, if the chain continues, finally how it looks. Finally, how the quantity of inventory around the system go around the system and makes a business. Getting my point? So let's see
Yes.
one by one. We shall go in detail, one step by step, and try to explain from your end. I will correct it. Okay. So what you observed here in this slide?
Publisher is having 100K impressions
What are those 100k impressions?
ad inventory.
This is example of previous one.
Okay, unsold one, right?
Exactly. Okay. Keep that in your mind. Okay. Proceed with the concept. What happened here? Tell me.
He reached to the first ad network actually.
Ad network one. So
Yes.
reach out to ad network to sell his unsold inventory. That means
Yes.
publisher will try to sell whatever the leftover impressions or unsold impression available, and he try to reach out to some ad network. Okay, with the help of ad networks, he making the business for his unsold inventory. Okay, first one impression, two impression. Likewise, he sold 100k impressions. Okay,
Okay.
now what happened here?
Now advertisers need only 60K. Okay, sorry. 60K are sold to the advertisers.
Okay, correct. So I will frame in a
Then
different way.
you have 40K impressions with you again.
Exactly. Okay, fine. To just add to that point, out of 100k impressions, ad network could sell only 60k impressions to their demand in their network. Making
Okay.
sense?
Yes.
I repeat. So whatever the 100k impressions purchased from the seller side, from publishers, okay, it can able to sell only 60k impressions. Let's assume. So out of 100k impressions, only 60k are required from the demand side. So so finally he could able to sell only 60k. Till here it's fine, right?
Yes.
Good. Now whatever the unsold is 40k
Yes.
from ad network one out of 100k.
He'll reach to.
So these 40k impressions, what happened here? Tell me.
He is reaching to another ad network too.
Okay.
Ad network 1 is reaching to ad network 2 to sell his 40K impressions.
Yes. Unsold. From unsold inventory of ad network one, right?
Yes. Yes.
Now just read this.
Okay, ADN1 makes relationship with new one. In this case, ADN1 is seller, ADN2 is buyer.
Exactly. What is ADN in the sense? Ad network.
Ad network.
So ad network one is a seller here. Now what happened when ad network one is selling impression, it becomes seller and ad network two is a buyer. Making sense?
Yes. Again,
Good.
AD1 is supplier, AD2 is demand.
Perfect. Now what happened here?
Now,
Just read it.
AD2.
Ad network two has multiple buyers and sellers. Okay.
Okay.
Ad network two has already multiple buyers and sellers. So how what do you explain till now?
Okay.
So what happened?
Now ad network 2 is having buyers and sellers again. In that case, ad network 2 is selling only 20K impressions to advertiser.
Yeah,
For
among
demand, he is getting only 20K impressions.
they have demand only for 20K. They have the demand of ad network to have the demand only for 20K impressions out of 40K impressions, which can able to supply from the ad network to only 20K impressions are available from their own demand. We can put in that way. Okay.
Okay.
Among available, assume demand is only for 20K impressions. So
Okay.
here,
Again, unsold is 20K.
perfect. Remaining impressions are 20K. Now, what happened here?
He's reaching to another ad network 3 to sell
Why?
his 20
Why he is
impressions.
reaching out to ad network?
Unsold inventory. He's having unsold inventory, 20K
Yes.
impressions.
Yes. So if you don't sell it because of some reasons he could not sell or did not sell that, what happens
It
is,
makes loss. It makes
yeah,
loss.
it becomes loss for him, definitely, right? To make something out of whatever the impressions available, so he's reaching out to ad network 3, making a new relationship. Now, what
Yes.
happened here?
Again, he's having new suppliers and demanders.
Yeah, ad network 3 in the sense, ad network obviously have their own supply and demand. So what
Okay, now
happened for ad network
okay,
3?
now ad network 3 can sold only 10K impressions because demand needs only 10K impressions.
Is perfect. So here, unsold is
Again,
10K.
unsold 10K.
So
Yes.
likewise, the chain continues till all impressions from their respective network impressions are sold.
Yes.
Till all impressions from their respective network. Respective in the sense, ad network 2's respective impressions are 40K. Ad network, ad network 3's respective impressions are 20K. Okay. Now to sell this unsold 10K, what he does, tell me what happened here?
He'll have a daisy chain again, like
Yeah.
continuing till he sells, right?
Yeah, so ad network 3 reached out to ad network 4. This
And network 5,
again,
6.
exactly. So because of some unsold, again reached out to ad network 5 and till he reaches nth. Likewise, for all 100K impressions available from by the publisher, I mean those are the unsold inventory. Did the business in this way. Okay. So
Ram, can
likewise,
I ask you a doubt,
yeah,
Ram?
yes,
No, actually, this whole process is going on, right? Till then, the
yes.
ad inventory will be empty, right?
Yes, correct. This should
Then we
happen in
may.
milliseconds.
Okay, fine, fine.
Yeah, there involves some problems, and I'll give a explanation on that. What are the
Okay.
problems they face? And they are helpful, obviously. See, you're able to sell all the impressions here, right?
Yes.
In a positive way, if you think all the impressions which are available from the publisher end or supply end is sold to someone somehow to everyone. Okay, got this point, right?
Yes, Ram.
So can connect nth player on the other end to when inventory need to sell. Okay, so one of the example of how transaction may happen. So let's take another one. Till now we discussed about the volume, how the volume of inventory sold.
Increase.
Likewise, for a single impression it happens. Second happened. Third, likewise, when 100 impressions are sold via network, this is how it looks.
Okay.
I'm not saying this exactly it works. This is one of the way
Example.
the ad networks in the daisy chain the business happens. I will take another example by taking how the transaction happens.